Welcome to another episode of Four Kings Podcast. Back like Cook Crack, back like he never left, back like nigga. Yeah, I know y'all tired of me, but I'm here. Goddamn, I'm here. It's your boy C Mac, aka Mikey Mike, in everybody's mouth like Mike and Ike's, aka It's the Only Life I Know on all social media platforms. And we got my boy, the Salt and Pepper Poppy over here, the Dad Hat Daddy.
Sir.
Mr. Cat make a slur with the tongue out. Yeah. And then we have our lovely family member in the building. This is a family reunion tonight, goddamn it. This is a family reunion right now. I gotta go on and do it one time. Hold on, we gotta address it. Just like this right here, one time for the one time. We're gonna put them up. We're gonna load them all up. We're gonna give them 21 gun salute. God damn it. We're gonna give them 21 gun salute. God damn it. We got Miss Cat back in the building.
Hey y'all.
Miss Cat is back in the building, y'all. She said she was missing y'all. I kept calling and asking. I wasn't taking no declines and no voicemails and nothing. I almost pulled up to the crib and stood outside with the radio on like this here in the movie from the 80s. Like Cat need to answer this phone. Come on, Cat. But yeah, Cat is back in the building. If this is your first time rocking with us, you will notice we are recorded. We ain't doing it. We used to do live. We ain't doing live no more. Right now, we just gonna sit back and give an opportunity to kind of work some things from behind the scenes. And then we'll pop up here and there and do a little lives, see what kind of engagement we got going on. But if this is your first time rocking with us, like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend, share. Check us out on all platforms: Spotify, Google. We ain't on Tidal. We on Amazon. We on iHeartRadio. I need to figure out how to get on Tidal. That might be a good one. Of course, YouTube, Facebook, and drop a chat, drop a line, whatever. We answer questions. I will run the phone number just for the FYI. You can call, text, and the number is 281-985-KING. So we're gonna go ahead and jump off into this real light tonight. We ain't gonna be too long, but we wanted to make sure that we got with y'all this week and talked about some shit, right? So first and foremost, I do have to address that we will no longer be having the live event in person right here in Mo City. And it has absolutely nothing to do with the Mo City Shade Room. So let's just go ahead and get that addressed. It has nothing to do with the Shade Room. So it actually has a lot to do with the venue, because they were having some issues, but they were working with us. I just didn't want our first live event to have those kind of things going on. I was like, look, if this is the first one that sets the tone for everything else. So I got to make sure that this one is right. So we'll double back, circle the block, spin the block, however you want to say it. We're going to come back with another live event, probably at the end of summer, to just be like, hey, it's the end of summer. Come rock with us before y'all got to go back to work. Because we know a lot of y'all going to be school teachers and bus drivers and crosswalking guards and things like that.
Essential workers.
But yeah, man, we really were looking forward to it. I just had the tasting with the chef. Y'all, when I tell you this seafood pasta was finna be off the chain.
Yeah.
Bruh.
This seafood pasta was finna be hitting. I'm talking about, we might have had crack in the seafood pasta. I'm just ain't gonna lie to you. It was that good. So, but we got the chef, we gonna make sure that he going on and come back, rock with us. The DJ was upset too. He was like, man,
Oh my God.
come on, baby, don't do. Look, look. We're gonna get the DJ back too. Don't worry about it. The only thing that I'm gonna say is that I want everybody to pay attention and listen right quick. I gotta do this one-on-one real quick with everybody one time.
ISO.
I need everybody to pay attention. So this next, come here, a little close. Just pay attention. All right. The next event we throw, it's imperative for you to buy your tickets in advance. Because if we're providing food, we want to make sure we got enough to feed all y'all fat asses. I mean, feed all the people.
You big butts.
We want to make sure there's enough food for the folks who eyes is bigger than their stomach. We want to make sure there's enough alcohol in the building so that way you enjoy yourself, you have a good time. So please buy your tickets early the next time we do this, because if I get 20 sales early on, that lets me know the projections of what we actually working with, and I can actually, okay, we can forecast for this many people. Right now, everybody, oh baby, I'm gonna get it. And that's cool. And we had some pre-sales and we had people that bought, but I'm just telling you now, if you want to make sure you get fed at the next event, buy them tickets early. If you're gonna do, and we're gonna switch up the marketing scheme and everything like that too. We're gonna work with y'all because we want y'all in the building. This is an experience for y'all, and it's an experience for us too. So I'm gonna get off my high horse and soapbox right now and jump right back into the swing of the Four Kings podcast ENT. All right. So speaking of the Mo City Shade Room, we got to jump off into that shit real quick. First of all, I'm from the West, but I reside in the Mo. And for the folks that don't know, that's Mo City. It's Missouri City.
Brown Sugar Land.
The Brown Sugar Land. The Show Me City. All of that. Yeah, we that. So I have been hearing stuff for the last 2 days about and shout out to Pride Month. It is Pride Month. Shout out to the LGBTQIA plus community. I don't discriminate. I just, that just ain't my bag. But y'all do y'all thing. I ain't mad at y'all. Just make sure you safe when you do it. Yeah. So apparently there was some really stiff, and I use that lightly because we from stiff means something different. But apparently it was some stiff people that got caught in some stiff positions. So
they got caught doing some fruity booty stuff.
All right. So I did not see the videos.
I didn't see it either.
I saw some of the comments.
I saw the comments too.
And let's just say it was some stuff going on and some question. And I'm gonna tell you right now, anytime there's anything questionable going on as far as a man's sexuality and his manhood, it's almost like we have to go to the utmost extreme to defend it and be in the clear, because folks is gonna tweak it, twist it, turn it, pop it, push it, pull it. They go
another one.
So hey, we have to do what we have to do. I mean, you got to be comfortable with who you are, but at the same time, you don't want to get caught in some of these precarious predicaments. So just be more mindful of things that you either post, take pictures of, and send to other people. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Because some folks do believe in getting their lick back.
Another one.
Yes, they do.
I just feel like if you wouldn't have to deal with all that stuff if you just yourself. So people is not themselves, and they be ashamed when who they are come out into the world. Just be yourself, and you wouldn't have to worry about that.
He needs some milk.
Right. You can't shame nobody if you are who you are. You can't shame me if I'm myself. I don't care. I'm me.
That's true. I feel like whatever you have done behind closed doors, that is who you are.
Let your freak flag fly, man. No kick shaming over here, man. Do your thing. Just don't involve children.
You can't shame me for being a freak.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
Amen.
A Jesus freak.
Wow.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Glory.
God damn. Oh my God.
All right, man. So yeah, man. I was just glad it wasn't anybody that I knew, because I know a lot of cats in Missouri City and in the Mo.
But is that gonna change your relationship with that person?
It would, because it would make me look at them differently. Like, I'm gonna tell you right now, I had a couple of people that I grew up with found out that they were either bisexual or gay, right? And so, I don't think you'd have so much of an issue with it if you find out about it on the front end.
Mm-hmm.
It's the back end of it because then you get into your own thoughts and it's like, well, damn, I took a shower.
That's why he slapped me on my ass.
You know what I'm saying? You start to internalize things a little too much. Like, you know, I was checking her out, but was he really checking me out? I mean, you know.
But most gay niggas don't be wanting like straight guys unless like it's something they want to challenge. But like they don't. No one likes rejection, right? So
nobody. I agree.
So why would you knowingly know this nigga is straight and then try to holler at them knowing you're gonna get rejected and something might just happen wild? You just wouldn't like no normal person does that. And that's like if a men try to do it with women because they think they're gonna get a threesome. But like that's goofy. Like that's not how you acquire that. You just be cool and like then it all happen. You don't be like, oh, she's gay. I know she got a girlfriend. Let me holler at her. Like if she's gay, she's gay. She don't like me.
So how would you go about acquiring this said threesome?
You just gotta be cool. Like let it happen. You don't pressure it. Or if you want to use cheat code, just pay for it. But you know
what? See, here you go. This nigga, I got to take him off camera. See, here you go with this going to pay for it. You know,
I mean, if you really want something and want to acquire something in that manner, you can pay for it. But like, But the whole point of doing it is like it happens on accident. Like you want to accidentally slip into two pussies. That shit is awesome.
How do you accidentally?
If I gotta pay for it, I don't want it.
I mean, that's not true. The things you want, you pay for.
I don't want it.
Nah,
no, okay, that's not true.
Because you're gonna pay for what you want.
I'm never gonna pay for no dick.
That's penis, though.
Penis. I said, but you're gonna pay for.
But you're gonna pay for what you like and what you want. Yes,
right. Everybody does. And if that's something that you can't acquire regularly and you want that, then go pay for it. Just be safe. But for me personally, like, just be cool and like put yourself in a situation where it can actually happen. There are some women who are bi-curious or bisexual and they're willing to experience that and they have that fantasy.
They say most women have a level of like bi-curiosity or like some tendencies.
I wouldn't say most women. I say that most women are more susceptible to like maybe kissing another girl, but that doesn't mean they're sexually attracted to her. It's not the same thing like with men and women. But like, well, okay. So I saw a post the other day, right? And it was like a gay dude said that most straight men are really bisexual or gay. They just haven't figured it out yet. They've never experienced it. But see, a man would get upset and they're mad about that. But we say that about women. So it's like you should. Your sexuality is whatever you declare. So if I say I'm straight, I'm straight. You know, if I say I'm bi, I'm bi. If I say I'm gay, I'm gay. But you shouldn't look at people and be like, okay, that girl says she's straight, but I bet if she get a couple of shots in her and get a cute girl in front of her, she might fuck around. Like that's weirdo shit.
Hell no.
And they might, and women appreciate beauty. That's why they dress the way that they dress, because you know what I'm saying. Otherwise, they wouldn't dress like that. They wouldn't like, and that's why women compliment women the way they compliment women. They compliment women on the things that enhance their beauty. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Otherwise, they wouldn't compliment women like that. So it's like a woman will appreciate another woman's beauty, and they might want to experience that in that manner, but that doesn't mean like it's gonna happen. You just gotta be cool.
So I say this. So, Kat, you don't. Pop that coochie. Hey, pop that coochie.
I don't want no woman touching me.
So, Kat, you never complimented your homegirls on, dang, you look nice in that dress.
Yeah.
You never slapped your girl on the ass?
No.
I'm just saying, some
girl,
girls
them curves coming out that thing, girl.
Some girls do that, and they do it. I'm not saying that.
No. Like, I got one. Yeah. I got to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So when y'all all go out and then somebody starts twerking and then the ass pops don't happen. Yes.
And see, and you didn't even look at that.
But it's not me though.
Hey.
But it happens, and you don't.
So somebody popping that ass, Kat?
Not mine.
Oh, okay.
But I've seen it.
All right.
Yeah.
But nobody looks at that sexually. That's just them having fun. So like that's and that's why you can't say that like most women are bisexual or something like that.
But if it was dudes, then it would be gay.
I have a counter to that point, right?
Okay.
So, and it usually stops eventually, but from like middle school to like in the middle of high school into high school, most guys play a slap you in the nuts finger.
This is true.
And that's not gay.
Why would y'all do that?
Nut check.
And that's not gay.
But why?
Because it's fucking funny. Yeah, she's about to just fold.
So So what I can say is, as men, we don't mature until later,
Pretty much.
Right.
I believe that
Right.
that's a fact.
and that is a fact. I
Yeah.
mean, men don't mature until we get to be about 25, right?
I mean, it's like in the scientific journals, yes, it's 25.
Right.
But...
So this is where I have to defend it, right? So if you really understand this, then you'll really be able to hear this when I say that men mature at 25. In our life, men are wired for excitement and fulfillment, right?
Okay.
Like so anything that we do is excitement, fulfillment. That's why we have the higher
Mortality
insurances.
rate.
You know, you gonna drive. So what kind of car you drive? How old are you? Okay, yeah, $400. and that's just liability. What?
Mhm.
So because we take a lot more risks. Women on average are more like practical and logical in the sense of, I'm gonna do this because it's safe. This
Why
side
they
makes me
drive so
feel.
bad?
Yeah. Look, I said I didn't. The driving part is the emotional part, right? Hey, this motherfucker gonna cut me. But
everybody has a little road rage.
This is true, but
I'm talking about standing between the lines.
Well, no. and they've proven women have less accidents anyway. That's why they get the cheaper rate. So
exactly.
So nonetheless, because men take a lot of risks, we do a lot of the speeding. And the women who speed, they just got masculine energy. So
all the women I know got masculine energy. They be flooring that bitch.
And be driving with the seat back. It's sis. Anyway, so
I definitely don't drive up like that.
Nah, but I'm talking about like you get in the car and wait a minute, hold on, what's going on, man? But no,
seat low.
But I guess so. Again, men don't mature until we're roughly around 25, right? And some facets of our life, we're still going to be seeking excitement, but we're going to be more practical in how we seek this excitement and fulfillment now. We're not doing the same risky behavior we were doing prior to 25.
Okay.
Right? So we know at 25, if I do this, it affects me like this. This happens, this has. Let me not do this. Or if I do this, this is going to be a one-time thing, and I'm praying that I don't get caught up in this situation again. If you ever look at like men's sexual behavior, the most riskiest before that 25-year-old phase, right? The older they get, like, hey, what are we doing? And then not only that, it's something about after like the post marriage, like if they get a divorce, they revert back to
doing stupid shit.
Don't be disrespectful.
I'm just saying.
I can't explain it, but
dating 22-year-olds and shit.
But the 25 to 35 is the most mature, secure.
That sound like, hey,
zone.
Wait a minute. That sound like, hey, you talking about dating 22-year-old? She legal. What's wrong with that? That sound like, hey.
25 to 35 is the most secure zone for men, right? We're supposed to be at least somewhat financially stable.
Correct.
Got some things established. We're not doing all the risky behavior because we've built up things that we now have a fear of losing, right? So we're not going out here and throwing things haphazardly to the wind and saying, fuck it. No, you start to move a little differently, or you should. I'm going to say it like that. You should move more differently.
Yeah.
But I done lost all that shit, so it's in the wind. No, I said I done lost all that shit, so it's in the wind.
See, exactly. Right. Yeah.
They should. But most of these men at a certain age, they don't be having half of what they should have.
This is true.
What do you mean? Like how you gonna declare what a man should have when you a woman? What's that about?
Well, that's a good question.
That's crazy.
That was a good.
I would never say, oh, a woman don't have this. That's wild. I would be out of pocket.
I'm speaking from my experience.
So you're saying what men don't have what you would like for them to have? No,
what I feel like you as an adult that is, slightly older than me should have.
But what if they don't?
Then don't pretend like you do.
I mean, but like, what? Okay, so why should I have to? The fact that I feel like I have to pretend to do it is the problem because I should feel safe enough not to have to pretend, right? And if I don't, then that's a societal problem because I feel like
nah, you lost me.
no, I'm just saying. Look at it like this, right? So if they
loading the clip and then you fumbled the bag.
No, I'm saying as a societal communal like kind of view. So it's like, all right, if there's supposed to be benchmarks for a man to hit, and everybody agrees that at a certain age you have to hit these benchmarks. If I don't hit that benchmark, then am I not a man?
You're still a man.
So why would you
So okay, here's the thing. If you are going to sit up here and I say this, I'm not speaking, on anybody's behalf, but if you're going to portray yourself as this person, okay, to the world, to social media, to as a family man, as someone who provides, protects, and I pretty much see that that's not what you are, then that in itself is a problem and an issue.
Okay.
Why portray to be all of these things that you in fact are not?
What if you're trying to and this is me just being a contrarian. I'm not, I'm not. So what if he's trying to manifest those things? So he's saying those things so that they can happen. Ain't that what y'all be talking about?
Whoa.
Manifestation?
Okay, let me jump in here. So first of all, manifesting and saying and putting it out in the atmosphere and projecting it is one thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because that means if you are projecting it out there and manifesting it, you're laying the steps to be able to walk in that lane. If you out here just dry telling folks you doing this, you got this, and this is how you operate, and then people tell you that it's kind of like when you pull back that layer at an onion and you see at the core, you ain't exactly what you said you was.
Just rotting in the motherfucker.
Just rotting.
So why do we love the rappers that we love? Because when they all started, they all talk about how rich they was, and they didn't get rich till later when we started buying their music.
Not true. Not true. Every rapper. So first of all, you can't say every rapper, because a lot of these rappers who really are woke, they ain't rapping about riches and stuff.
I'm talking about the rappers we love. I'm talking about growing up in the 90s. That's what I'm talking about.
The rappers we listened to growing up in the 90s.
In the early 2000s.
In the early 2000s. I'm glad you hadn't included them.
Include that, yeah.
But they wasn't rapping about money that they didn't have. They was rapping about money they had. The person who did do that right here in Houston.
Don't you talk about him. Don't you behave in that manner.
Who are we talking about?
Don't we talk about no hometown heroes. That boy's paid now. You leave him alone.
Kelly, who was it?
I don't know what you're talking about. I played the fifth.
Oh, okay. So
1, 2, 3, 4, fifth. Anything you can say fifth.
So it was a local rapper who made it seem like and I love him to death.
What did they sing?
I can do that.
Bro, don't disrespect Flipperacci, dog. Flipperacci got Bentleys and companies, and he's doing good.
He talked about the Bentley truck. The Bentley truck never existed until.
You almost spit that out, huh? You almost spit that out.
The Bentley truck just came about
but that's what, everybody did that. Look, we were listening to Bling Bling. Bitch, he said I got a V14. Like, no, you don't. You don't have a Mercedes V14.
I don't remember hearing him say he had a V14.
It said, I got a V14. I know you busters can't believe that. Can't wait to see his face when I see that. Man, look at that. And Bling
First
Bling.
of all, so BG, you got to give BG a pass because he was high most of the time and then he rapped anyway.
That's and it's a travesty because it's an epidemic of drink. So drink got it out there.
It wasn't drink.
Wait,
but but look,
was he manifesting?
Yeah, he was manifesting, and
I had to get you.
It was drink, right? Because it's like when you get drank, and then when you can't get drank is the same thing as heroin. So then you start doing heroin.
Yeah, liquid heroin.
You start doing heroin, and so like if you want that same feeling, that same high, but you get it in intense form. It's just like when cokehead start doing crack because it's not the same thing, but it's a cheaper. Well, not cheaper version. It's a different version of it. Yeah. It gets bad, but yeah. I'm just saying like you gotta like not gauge men by like.
It's not necessarily engaging.
You just gauged him.
No, I didn't
No,
gauge this person.
she didn't gauge.
What
What
I
she-
am saying is, don't sit up here and portray to be something that you are not.
Right.
But
That's all I'm saying.
But who? Okay, I'm just being contrarian. So it's like, all right. So like, if I feel like I'm a good father, and I feel like I'm a provider, and I feel like I'm protecting, and I might not meet up to the standards that you might think I am, does that still just like?
It doesn't mean that you are not a good father. It doesn't mean that you are less of a man. But
I'm not saying his feelings are valid. So if he feels like he's those things, and
okay,
then you feel like
you
he doesn't,
can feel like that.
Stop.
But
I gotta cut you off. Just because we've been through this before too. Just because you feel, hold on, now I got to go on and get, and then I'm gonna pass it on back.
Okay.
Just because you feel something does not mean it is a fact. You can feel however the hell you want to feel. Just like some of these, well, damn, I almost put my foot in my mouth on that one. So hold on. You can feel however you want to feel, but that doesn't necessarily negate what the truth is. And so if I feel I am a responsible man and I am taking care of my business and I am actually a responsible, productive citizen, but I'm over here hustling food stamps, robbing Peter to pay Paul. I'm not taking care of my kids. I'm doing all of these other nefarious activities. I can't sit up here in good faith and say, just because I feel this way, I am this way. That's what philosophy is that? If you think and feel it, then you are that. Nah, that's philosophy. And it's bull. I passed the mic. So Kat was saying about how she was saying that you can't do that, about how he feels if he felt that way.
So you're gonna disregard his feelings? His feelings are invalid. You're invalidating him.
Listen, your feelings are valid until I start to see the mask come off. Because I feel like you've been wearing a mask this whole freaking time.
Well, a lot of people.
Oh shit!
When I start to see that mask come off and it starts to unveil who you truly are, then it's like, all right, I'm gonna remove myself before I have to disrespect the fuck out of you.
I get that.
Like straight up, because I can and I will be disrespectful when I feel like you have wasted my time and my energy. Not necessarily my funds or my dividends, but when you have wasted my time, something that I cannot get back, yeah, that's where you lose me and you lose my respect.
I don't have anything to say against that. I don't disagree. I was at first.
I can always get my dividends back. Who?
I was just being the contrarian, but I just want to see it from your side, your point of view. I was using Socratic method. I was trying to unveil truth through questioning.
Okay.
First of all, you can't always get the money back. So I'm just saying,
yeah, that's true, man.
Because boy, some of that money I done spent.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's true. That is true.
Because
Yeah,
it cost. Okay. Yeah. So I'll tell a story about some money that I lost. The first engagement ring that I bought my wife, it was stolen. Insurance didn't give me all the money back on that either. Money lost.
That's true. Yeah, okay. You're right. You can't get all money back.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't agree with the time thing though. I don't feel like somebody could waste your time.
Bull. Here we go. Now you just being contrarian.
No, I genuinely feel that way. Like,
yes, they can.
How? You don't own time.
So I'm glad you said that. So
you don't own time.
You don't own time, but you own your time.
That only makes sense in literal sense, because like if you're gonna, like, by saying that people can understand that, but like time is something that's gonna continue when you're gone. It was here before you. It's the one thing that we all share. So it's like there's my time is just something that we just say to kind of make ourselves feel more important about the value of the.
But you ready for this though?
Yeah.
I gotta jump in there. I love how you said that. We feel. We occupy, we fill the void. By doing so is a stake in ownership and place in time.
But time is only the measurement of degradation. So it's like, what does that even mean? You're just using a word to describe a feeling because you feel like whatever you experienced didn't pay out to what you wanted to pay out in, instead of taking what you're supposed to take from it. Like no one wastes your time. Like you get what you're supposed to get out of that situation, and that's what you were supposed to get.
Listen,
and if you don't feel like you were supposed to get that, then you would have got something else. It will happen. Whatever happens in your life is it's not a circumstance of like a accident or anything like that. It's supposed to happen that way. There are no accidents, none of that shit. Like it's not coincidental. So if some shit happened to you and it's just like, oh man, no, I was supposed to be like that way. So if you were with somebody and time passed and you're not with that person, that's how it's supposed to be. That person brought you to where you're supposed to be so you can get what you're supposed to get. And you shouldn't look at it as a negative thing. He did you a favor. And you probably done other people favors. They probably feel like they wasted their time with you. Not saying that you would do that, Cat. It's speaking, and but you probably put them on the path they needed to be on, so they greater path. You changed them. So you changed their world. You know how important you were to them. They thought you was the one. You let them send them on their way. And then they and the lessons that they learned from you breaking their heart. You know what I'm saying? They became a better man. Yeah, you became a better. They became a better man.
Listen,
for the next bitch. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you hurt them so bad. They was like, I'll never be this way again. How do you know you didn't set that man on the path to be greater? You doing your job for the universe, creating good men out here while breaking their heart.
Come on, Cat. You letting them take over. Come on now.
As a person who is a single parent, and I work a full-time job, okay, my time is valuable. I don't give a damn what you say. If I am giving you some of my time, listen.
But what you're not saying is
I got one. I'm a nip it in the bud right now.
Okay, go ahead.
Since he wants to say time is something that's just nominal and it's just absolute, your time and your energy are something that is not an endless amount of. Our time is limited here.
Absolutely.
Our energy here is limited. When you run out of energy, you go to sleep. When you run out of time, you can't go make it up, right? So I could take my time and energy and do something else productive and positive than to sit by and waste it somewhere.
A motherfucking loser.
Wow, you just had to be super negative,
okay,
right?
Sorry.
I was just gonna say something that wasn't as fruitful.
I am who I am.
It wasn't as fruitful as it could have been,
So basically, instead of saying you wasted my time, to say you wasted my life, because what you're saying is life.
I wouldn't say life,
but life categorizes the whole thing.
But it also categorizes part of it, because you can say that was a part of my life. So that part of your life. So that part of your life he wasted. Don't say time, because it's talking about your life. Because if you're worried about like your time being finite, which is the degradation of your telomeres that get you a centromere and damage it, you can't make functional genes and you die. That's why you die of old age.
I just think when somebody inserts their self into your life,
you allowed them to be inserted. Though, right?
You're right. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And they portray to be something that they are not. And it's not just you. Yeah. It's you and your child.
I get that.
You understand what I'm saying?
I get that. But
so for me, that's where you got me messed up and you got me confused with somebody else, because
got me misconstrued.
I can't get that time back, man. Like I don't care about any of the rest of the shit, but I could have been doing something else.
Right.
I could have been doing something else.
So if you got buyer's remorse.
I guess so.
You bought into the bullshit and it's like, man.
Let's
say that.
I'll bite. I'll bite.
Say that then. You know what I'm saying?
Whatever.
But I just don't want you to feel like it was a waste. I want you to feel like you gained something from that. I want to feel like
I definitely gained.
It wasn't a waste.
I definitely learned some lessons.
Yeah, you got some insight, and now knowing it's half the battle. G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe. I caught it. All right. So we spun that a whole bunch of different ways. God damn.
Good to see you again, Cat.
Yeah, I am trying to talk about being responsible and everything. And we done got off into this other shit. So I can't remember. Nope, that ain't it.
You talking about the Fox 26 one?
Yep, that's the one I send my stuff. I send myself
It's
stuff
right there.
from
Mhm.
other stuff, but
You passed it.
nah. I mean, that was the initial one. I mean, that was a reply. This is the
Oh.
initial one,
Okay.
right? So, in honor of Pride Month, I thought it was so fitting that they had a story of this person, um, Karen Fisher. Well, and I won't even say it wasn't in honor of Pride Month, but I mean it fit so, like, the timing of it. The story actually got reported like I think about a month or two
Yeah, it was
ago,
a while ago.
right? And I guess they couldn't find the person, and they actually ended up finding the person. So let's give a little. I'm gonna share the story.
As 20-year-old Karen Fisher returns. Court records identify Fisher as a man, but police say the suspect identifies as a woman. 2 hours before the deadly murder, police say Fisher stole a car from a motel in East Harris County. Fisher's seen walking over casually in front of witnesses in broad daylight. She flips Anderson, straddles him, and then kisses and stabs him 9 times, court records state. Before Fisher leaves, she leaps over his body on the road. Now Fisher is behind bars on a $2 million bond. As family and friends mourn and remember Anderson, who is known as Pops, as a devoted fan of the Chicago Cubs, who leaves behind his daughter, son-in-law, and grandchildren. On May 3rd, he's seen turning around at the sound of a screeching car. We're stopping that video before.
Yeah. So it.
Oh,
First and foremost, the loss of life is sad. So
Yeah.
rest in
Right.
peace to the
Rest
Pops.
in peace to Pops, Steve Anderson.
Yeah.
I don't understand how people was walking by and
People mind
not-
their business.
Look, people mind their business.
I know,
And nobody knew what had transpired either. So,
Mm.
because when we were trying to speculate what caused this, it was like, oh, and I'm gonna tell you something. I was talking to somebody, and they was like, oh, he probably raped her. That was the first thought that they had, and I was like,
They was at a motel. He probably hired her to do some weird stuff and then pay her. And she got active on
Who
him.
knows? But
nobody knows.
But nobody
that
knows,
whole
and I don't want to.
scene reminded me. What is that story? Where the husband or the ex-husband like stabs her and nobody helps her while he's stabbing and kicking her.
Bro, ain't nobody can.
It was Tracy Thurman.
Okay.
Or they could have been in a
story.
relationship. Like they could have legitimately been in a relationship, meeting up.
He seemed like that. I don't know, not less that he was just crazy and nuts and just hit somebody randomly, but I don't think it was random.
But it's the kiss. Like you hit him with the car twice.
What you kissing for?
So that shows like hitting them once is one thing, but backing them over shows that you're upset and you're angry. Then turning that person over and kissing that person and then stabbing them 9 times. Stabbing somebody once is crazy, right? Because to actually feel somebody's flesh tearing apart where you got a knife through, you feel it through your whole hand. It's disgusting. So it's like to do that 9 times.
How do you know this?
I've stabbed a pig before.
Oh.
It's the same kind of flesh.
Okay.
Don't try to incriminate me.
I was just wondering.
Yeah. Regardless.
So what I will say is, I don't know the context of if they even had a relationship.
Yeah.
But what I do know is that Karen cited that there were mental health issues for quite some time. So it could have been Mr. Anderson was the target of something that triggered her. Oh, not triggered her, triggered Karen. I'm real good about saying folks' names, but Karen did this, and unfortunately, it looked like a crime of passion, but it could have been a mental health breakdown. And we talked about mental health thoroughly last month. Me and Kay was on Real Chill Conversations. It's another podcast on Sunday.
Dope podcast. Y'all tune in.
And we're gonna double back and get with him again. But we talked about mental health like in depth the whole month of May, and then we capped it off with that. But a lot of people don't address their mental health. A lot of people go by and, if they're on medication, they stop taking the medication instead of telling a doctor telling them, "Hey, okay,
Yeah.
Let's wean you off.
wean you off."
Yeah.
When they make those decisions, it has like severe consequences.
Mm.
So what I can say is that it was unfortunate, and sometimes in life some things are not as predictable. Things happen, and that was a horrific way to go. People witnessed it, and like his family, sending condolences to his family because his last moments alive were on video, and they had to go and the location of it.
Yeah, you had why you at a motel? Oh, that's crazy.
It's just all bad.
Yeah.
So
but then why is Fox like saying her like
it was ABC?
Well, ABC. Why is ABC saying the like all the pronouns and stuff, like playing identity politics? What they got to do with the story?
Look, that's why I said Karen.
But it doesn't have nothing to do with just like the story. So why throw that part in there? I think that's weird.
Well, because of the time of the month it was.
Yeah, I just think that, and then like, why would you want to portray something negative if this is supposed to be a celebration of like them being them? That's weird. Maybe I'm looking too much into it.
You are. I think you're thinking about it a little too deep.
That's like in February, they just showed a bunch of black people killing people. It was like, you know what I'm saying? This black guy did it again.
Well, we've had some horrific things happen to us the month of in the month of February for Black History Month. Like, when was Ahmaud Arbery?
I'm talking about like painting us in that manner. You know what I'm saying? Like if 10 people did crimes and 2 of them were black people and they was highlighting the black people for the black crimes on February, that'd be weird. So it's like you don't even got to mention that person identifies as that. You should just tell the story. That has nothing to do with the crime that person committed. So why are you saying that?
Bro, I honestly can't answer that question.
They're gonna be like, "Hey man, if I did something," they're gonna be like, "This straight man did this." They won't do that. They'll be like Kellen Gill. They'll probably say black. You know what I'm saying?
But they did. I mean, they do the same thing when like last month with the lady had ended up shooting her mom on Mother's Day. They talked about that.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I just think that's like that's a weird talking point.
People wanting, they just, I don't know.
Let people exist. Yeah, ain't no eggshell. Let people exist. If you don't even you don't even have to talk about it. Like, if that person is that person, then why are we talking about it? It's just it's just that person. Yeah. So it's like people don't take people for people. Everybody want to identify something to put a tag on something. It's like a badge of honor sometimes. And like I get that, be proud of who you are, but like I don't walk around here with a single father badge on. You know what I'm saying? That shit weird.
Okay. All right. So yeah, so $2 million bond, still in jail.
I mean that's rightfully so. That should be that high. You shouldn't be able to get out when you do a heinous crime like that.
I don't even see why they got a bond.
I mean, it's you got.
I don't know, but I think it's because
the person on camera
constitutionally
running him over and stabbing him.
She's not a like real flight risk. Like, if you had a motel, how you gonna get gold? You ain't got no money.
No. So look, that happened May the 3rd. Was just arrested.
Oh, she got loose. Okay, never mind. So that's why. Okay, yeah.
They couldn't locate her.
They probably stung her. Yeah.
So they had to locate Karen.
Probably switch the wig up.
And again, $2 million bond means you'd have to pay 20 racks to get out. She ain't got
200.
200.
Yeah.
You sure 200?
10%.
Yeah, it is 10%. But all right, so 200,000. All right, so where Karen gonna get that money? Exactly, my point exactly. So it's a mute point. The other thing, right? So the last thing we're gonna talk about, and hopefully it doesn't segue into something else, is these 34 felonies that Donald J. Trump was convicted of.
Dump Trump.
And I just feel like this. We knew he was guilty. And the sad part about it is that people are still gonna vote Donald Trump. And it doesn't change anything. In fact, some people believe that it's going to actually boost his likability.
Yeah, to felons.
Not even the felons.
It's that's some cool shit. I'm a Teflon Don. Like you can't, and I'm not saying me. I'm just saying in general. Like if it was me in that trouble, not saying that I subscribe to that, but if it was me in that trouble, I'm the motherfucking Teflon Don. I'm untouchable. Like so what? And then when the man has that swagger about him, other men admire that. Hell, women admire that. So it's like, what do you like? And you can hate him as much as you want, but like a lot of people feel that way.
I don't hate Trump. I just don't like his ass.
I mean, I get that. I don't like him or Jim Crow Joe. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't really fuck with either one of them.
Yeah.
But
I mean, he's very arrogant.
Well, see, what's wrong with arrogance though?
There's nothing wrong with arrogance, but when you
people say that about me, they be like, "You cocky, you arrogant." What's wrong with arrogance?
It's plenty.
What's wrong with self-love?
What? Self-love is not arrogant.
That's what it is.
It's really not.
It's not.
It's really not.
If you love yourself so much, you could be arrogant.
That's really not it.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So you want to tell me how I love myself? Who you tell me how I love me? That's how
I express.
trying
to tell you how to love yourself. Love yourself. How you want to love yourself.
Exactly. So me being arrogant is how I love myself.
You funny.
So what I will say.
What you gonna say? What you gonna say?
We're not gonna diss Sleepy Joe, Sloppy Joe, whatever you want to call Joe Biden.
Oh, it hurts.
Okay.
Leave Joe alone.
We're not talking about Joe. We talking about Donald Trump right now.
Dump Trump.
And what I can say is that Donald Trump he's gonna get the votes that he's gonna get. And I think the conversation that we were having prior to this was that, the fact that he paid for vagina.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people are gonna rationalize and marginalize the fact that he paid for vagina. It's the American way. So I'm just
it's the world
Didn't
way.
He have a whole wife?
Like, he did. He does.
It's the world way. Like that's the oldest profession. He wasn't
getting it from his wife.
She probably sat up and said, "You better not touch me."
How you know she was probably like, "Go buy some pussy, don't touch me."
She probably did.
Get off me.
And
like,
then
if I was her, I would too. Shit.
And so you just said that, so then you mad him for buying some pussy?
No.
Okay, I'm just saying.
I would have been like, "Don't touch me."
Yeah.
I don't care how you get.
Let that man get his rocks off. He got to worry about nuclear missiles. Let this man get his rocks off.
He ain't worried about no nuclear missiles at this point in time. And let's just be clear.
I'm being facetious, by the way.
Let's be clear. In a nutshell, he was convicted of purchasing vagina, but that was not the crime that he committed. The crime that he committed, that he was, convicted of, was the fact of lying about using campaign funds.
Yeah, you can't do that.
And you can't do that. And so the only thing that I have to say in regards to everything, I'm glad the judicial system showed that it does work, because at times we feel like it's broken. But
can't buy coochie with campaign funds.
I'm about to say that. Okay.
Okay.
Come on.
All right. So why did somebody give you campaign funds?
To run the campaign.
And did he win?
According to him, he won.
No. I'm saying the year he received those campaign funds, did he win the presidency?
Nah, he lost.
He lost that year?
Yeah.
Okay. So it didn't happen when he first won, right?
No.
So it happened after?
I want to say it did, yeah.
What's your point?
Okay, so if I'm saying this is my point. This is what I was getting at. If it happened the year he won, right, and I'm giving you money to win, I don't care what happened to the money because you won, and that's why I gave you the money. If it happened the year you lost, I'm upset because I gave you money for this, and you went spending on this, and you didn't do it with my money. You know what I'm saying? I'm mad then. But if I gave you this money because I want you to win, and you won, why am I mad about how you spent the money?
Because it's the law. You cannot
Oh,
use
I'm not saying
You
that. I'm
cannot-
talking about the general public.
You can't use campaign funds for personal use. You can use them for like legal things.
It's like giving a teacher some money for school supplies, and she goes
and buys weed.
buys a penis.
But this teacher got to be relaxed and got to be in the right state of mind.
Here you go.
To educate your children properly. So if she's stressed out and she got anxiety because she needs some dick, she can't go buy no dick so she can be a better teacher.
No, sir.
That's crazy.
No, sir.
That's
It's against the rules.
That's selfish.
There are rules.
So if
y'all are human beings,
no,
there's no empathy in this room.
What? I have plenty of
if
empathy.
you were supposed to be buying school supplies and you go buy a gram, I'm talking about if you go buy a gram. No, that's not justifiable.
Yeah.
Campaign funds are supposed to be used to campaign.
But how did that gram get you in your state of mind? Did you write an amazing lesson plan that's going to alter your child's life and make them love science because you was high and inspired? This nigga
so you will be cool.
He ain't got a nut because he's running for the hardest position.
Your kid
high? Yes, I would, because most teachers smoke weed. 90% of them did. And when we was in the school, they did. And I didn't know they did until I left high school and realized these motherfuckers was high.
Giving your baby a journal and shit. And your baby ain't got no journal because she's short on journals.
Then
she done bought some goddamn weed.
Why is the teacher buying my kids school supplies? Why am I not getting the list and buying them all anyways?
I'm just saying.
I get that.
Wait. So I'll do you one better because you don't have school age kids. So let me tell you how the school operates now.
Okay.
You go buy school supplies and they don't allow you to give the kids the school supplies. They take them into the room and they have them so everybody has school supplies because they know everybody's parents doesn't buy school supplies. So they share.
Sick y'all.
Look at his face now. Look at his face. Look at his face. Yeah.
Yeah.
My kid's not going to a school like that. I don't care how much money
they
I
want you to
pay.
buy all the Kleenex. They want you to buy all the damn hand sanitizer. They want you to buy 1,500 pencils, pens.
I get that because that expense shouldn't be on the teacher. Like,
correct.
But that's it. But if I buy something for my baby, that's for my baby, and I don't. That whole thing about sharing, like that's weird, right? Like I shouldn't have to share with everybody. Like you take a child. You put them in daycare. We're getting off the Trump. We're gonna get back on it. You take a child, you put them in daycare, and they meet these strangers, and you're just on day one. You're telling them, "Oh, you got to share with this person." I have no idea what's mother.
But they don't necessarily. It's not that they know that they're sharing with them, right?
This kid digging in his booty. This kid's picking his nose. I got to share with these kids.
But you don't know you're sharing. You bring the supplies, and the teacher takes them all in. And
all those boxes of Kleenex, where do you think they're going?
Right. That's the Kleenex is fine, right? But like I'm talking pencils, notebooks, stuff like that. Folders.
That shit is expensive.
That shit is wild.
Hand sanitizer.
Yeah, I shouldn't have to pay for that. Like that shit. I mean, I shouldn't have to pay for that for other people's children. That's just wild.
But you do realize that there are kids that are not as
underprivileged. I understand that. Yeah, and I feel bad for them, but that doesn't necessarily need to be come out of my. I'm not. Hey,
but that's why they
have
come
out of your pocket one way or the other.
They have drives where they give free supplies.
and I'll give those. We in Modern Manhood we do backpack drives. We fill up backpacks with supplies. We do all that, and I don't mind doing that. But like. I'm not taking off my kid's plate to feed another kid right in front of me. Like that's just I can't because I only have one kid, only got one daughter. She's my world. Mm-hmm. She's gonna get the best of the best. Yeah. So like I'm not gonna buy the little $1 notebook with the 80 spirals.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get the what we used to call those with the star on it.
College rule.
No, it was a type of.
It was 5-star, wasn't it?
Yeah, 5-star. Yeah, I'm gonna get those.
The notebooks.
The notebooks that cost $2.99 instead of 99 cents. You know what I'm saying?
We had Trapper Keepers.
I don't know what that is. but back to the point that we're talking about with the felony, right? So the whole conversation before earlier was that if a felon can run for president.
Well, we didn't get to that part yet. We were still stuck on the fact that he spent money, campaign money.
He committed the crime, and that's fine. But I'm saying that the crime is that he perjured himself. He lied.
Right.
That's the crime. The crime is not that he spent the money.
No. He spent the money and he lied about it. That's the crime.
But so they're trying to say that it's misappropriations of funds.
Correct.
But if he told somebody to spend the money on that, is that misappropriation of funds, or is it because of the way he funneled the money? Because if it's the way he funneled the money, then that's fine. But it's not if I told you to spend, if I told you to donate this
Listen.
money.
This man, they have no right to buy no coochie
with
the
campaign
funds.
funds.
That's
Now, if he
it.
wanted to spend it out
How
of
much-
Donald J. Trump,
How much was it?
I don't remember. It was. I
A
want to say
noticeable
it was.
amount.
Yeah, it wasn't no.
If it's under $1 million,
She had
It was
some.
definitely under a
She
million.
had some expensive coochie.
I mean, if it was under $1 million, he could pay it back. Ain't like Donald Trump broke. So like,
They ain't gonna let him pay it back.
It's his campaign fund. Anybody gonna notice he paid it back?
Well, I'm just saying it wouldn't matter at this point.
And then it's like they mad about the wrong things. Like, be mad about like the infrastructure. Be mad about like why groceries high. Be mad about like stuff like that. Don't be mad about him getting some side pussy. That's crazy.
Be mad about him not paying his damn taxes.
Well, that's a
Bingo.
loophole. That's a loophole that the Clintons put in. And he just used it. And that's what all the rich people do. You don't become rich by playing by the rules. You become rich by finding the loopholes and exposing them and exploiting them and showing all your friends how to do it. And y'all all get rich and y'all keep it to yourselves. Because if we all do it, they would fix it. So it's like, while I think it's unfair, I know that favor ain't fair and life ain't fair. So am I gonna complain about something that I don't get to reap the benefits of? No, because I don't have the money to do them loopholes. And if I did, I fucking would.
And the other thing you spent the money on was legal fees that were not associated with the campaign. Legal fees tied to his own personal things that he had going on. You cannot spend the money on that.
So to me, what it sounds like was he was stressed out about these legal problems he was having, and he was stressed out about not getting enough from his wife. So because of all his,
you don't need to run for president.
Hold on, because all his stress, he was like, I can't run properly, so I have to.
You don't need to be
quit trying to clean it up.
I have to appropriate these funds so to get these things off my mind. Therefore, I can campaign properly. It sounds like he's been. It sounds like he put his campaign. I can't even say it with a serious face.
Exactly. Bullshit, and you know it.
I can't even say it with a serious face. I'm sorry. I tried.
You tried.
I tried.
You can't.
I tried.
Bullshit.
And apparently, this was actually the money that he used from the first presidential run.
Oh, then he won. So the money went right. Okay, now I'm not mad. Because if I gave you money to win and you won, then what you mad? Why is that money bad?
And paid hush money, bro. Come on, dog.
But that's how politics work. It's always hush money. It's always grease somebody's hands. It's always pay the lobbyists. Like, why are we mad when we watch TV shows about this shit all the time, and then when it happens in real life, we're upset? Like, nigga, we know this is going on.
I'm sorry, but when they was donating money to your campaign and your cause, it wasn't so you could go and get some pain.
It was so you can win, and I won. I used your money to win, and I did what it was for.
I'm sorry, I don't care how you dice it and slice it. The money is supposed to be spent a certain way, bro, and you can't spend it outside of that, and he did.
Listen.
Okay.
So now,
what about Bernie? Right? What about Bernie Sanders when he ran and made all that money from campaigning and then dropped out? Did he give all the money back to his constituents? Or did he keep it?
I don't know what Bernie did with the money, but Bernie did what what a lot of people typically do is they save the money because they know they're gonna run again. That's what they end up doing.
So he did it twice, right? He said he pretended to run twice.
He didn't pretend.
Not pretend. He ran twice, but he wasn't showing anything like he was gonna win. He dropped out. So did he give the money back from the 2 times he ran?
No, he didn't get the money back.
So he just gets to keep it?
You get to keep it.
So he gets to do what he wants with it.
No. You keep going back to this rabbit hole, and I'm about to fuck around and put you out. Because see, it ain't that you get to do what you want to. You have certain criteria that you can spend campaign funds on if you don't win. You can spend it on legal fees associated with that were with the campaign.
Okay.
You can spend it on other different things if you're trying to run again. Because it wouldn't surprise me if we got Sleepy Joe in there that Bernie couldn't turn around and try to be the next Democratic president again.
Listen, if it was Obama who did it, he'd be in jail by now.
But again, it's Trump.
Period.
It's 34 felonies. And how I feel that I was trying to get to this point earlier is that if Trump is a convicted felon and if he can become the next president, we have got to change our moral fiber and our optics in America, because felony should not even be included when anything is in consideration.
Mhm.
People should be able to get financial aid. People should be able to go back to school. People should be able to get jobs. That shouldn't even matter
True.
if they were like felon, because you're about to elect, or he has potential to be the elected
He shouldn't even
president
be able
again.
to run.
And that is my other point.
Nah.
Because
Shouldn't he be
a
I was
able to
with you
felon,
at first.
because
Hmm.
because you can't be a felon to run for city or council. You can't be a felon to run for mayor, governor, but you can be a felon and run for president.
Yes. First of all, before I
Mhm.
get on my rant, I'm usually I'm being the contrarian, but I legitimately feel this way, right? So felony should not be a financial aid and all that other stuff. You should be if your time is served, you pay your debt to society. You should go back and be reintroduced to the world and given every access and every opportunity so that you can be a functional member of society and not be in the perpetual system of jail. I completely agree with that, but you shouldn't put those stipulations on being the president, because the president is a seat that any man, any woman should be able to attain. And so by saying that you have a felon, like, then you cut out so many people. And then even though they may not win, doesn't matter. Like, you still should have the ability to be able to run, because that's every man's right. That's your constitutional right. Like that's like having by saying that, then we're starting to get towards like a monarchy again, right? Only certain people can wear the crown. Like, anybody should be able to run.
Felons don't have rights.
Your
typical felon do not have rights. So why should he have rights?
Because
no,
because the typical felon doesn't know that they can get their rights back. They don't know the channels that they have to go through, and they don't take the process. I know a lot of my friends.
They don't have money.
They don't have money. They're right, but there are programs, there are grants, there are government services to help you do that. But you have to go through a lot,
because they don't have Trump money.
Well, that ain't got nothing to do with running for president, because you only got to be three things. You got to be 35 years old. You have to have lived in America for 14 years consecutively, and you have to be born here. That's it. And it's the reason that they made it that way is so that anybody can run, because anybody should, because if the president is supposed to represent all of America, then any man, any woman should be able to run. Now, to get your face out there and get people to see you, yeah, you're gonna need campaign money, and that sucks. But who's to say like the world's not changing? Like, there'll be people sitting in their room, have millions and millions and millions of people watching them, and they got their phone up on their nightstand and they get attention. Like, who's to say that you're gonna need all that campaign money to get there? Like, politics are changing. What I feel like people's problem is because of who it is, right? So if he was a likable person, if he was a charismatic person, and you know what I'm saying, he did something when he was 18 and got a felony, niggas wouldn't be tripping. But because it's Trump, and because motherfuckers don't like him, and I get that, because you know I have my feelings about him too, but motherfuckers don't like him, so it's like, oh, you got a felony, fuck you. But if it was your partner who got a felony when they was 17, you know what I'm saying, then he was running for president, you'd be like, oh, that's cool, you know, he's a changed man. But you can't stand on both sides of the street. Like, you're gonna either be like, no felon for the president, or it should be okay.
So what I will say is this: when you have a felony at the age of 17, it's a total different ball game. Felony at 18 is where the whole thing changes. And I get the whole ideal of what the very loose limitations of what it is to be a possible elected president. But the stipulations are 35 and you know, born in America. So that way it looks attainable to everybody who has the dreams. I want to be president of the United States as they're 5 years old in kindergarten and everything else. But however, we all know that it's not very realistic, because when you learn the true meaning and what the president symbolizes, it's like you now understand why certain people have been the president. You understand why certain people will never be president. And then you understand why eventually down the line, and it may not happen in my lifetime, as my grandparents say, it may not, I might not live long enough to see it, but we actually will have a female president. it just won't. It may not be in our lifetime, because what happens is that you have to have, because again, it didn't say that it had to be a man or a woman, just 35 years old.
Yeah.
And born in America.
Yeah.
And essentially, what was the third one? I don't remember the third one.
It's been, you have to have lived in America for 14 consecutive years. You can't be born here and then leave and then come back and then leave and come back and not have real actually be here.
So my point with that is that if they make it like this, traditionally, this person is the representative of what America is and what America ideally should look like. I honestly don't feel like if you identify this person, that's why it's the metrics, it's the optics. Most of the presidents that we've had have not been single men, because they want you to fit the criteria of being a family man. So because that's the adequate representation of what America is. A family man, somebody who believes in God, somebody who's seems to be an upright citizen. If you look at the last two presidents prior to Trump, because I'm not, you throw Trump out. You had Barry, or AKA Barack Obama. You had George W. We didn't really approve of George.
Don't you disrespect George W. Bush. That man was amazing.
We didn't really approve of George, but it was like, at that point, it was Hillary or George. And it was like, they wasn't ready for that yet. So it went to George. So again, you had all of these people. They were family men. None of them had any criminal records. They all had served in other capacities prior to getting to this president role. There wasn't anybody that just up and jumped and I'm going to be president. A lot of people who have served as the president of the United States have been a senator, have been a congressperson, they've been a mayor, governor, or something before they took that next step. Trump is the only person that came off the street and said, I'm going to do this. Yeah, we can do this. And I feel like he told everybody he was going to do it years ago on Oprah, when the internet being undefeated and that footage surfaced. I'm going to go Republican because they vote for everything. They believe what you tell them. And he's just proving everybody to be right. Trump, at the end of the day, is a businessman, and he's only out for self.
Yeah, but he can't be too smart, because why would you go and pay for coochie?
I didn't
with the funds.
So, because
I'm just saying, because I'm thinking back to, Monica
Lewinsky.
Yeah, so that's a great example.
I'm just saying,
he could have found anybody, right? He goes outside the Oval Office. Smart, no, Bill goes right outside the Oval Office. You come here. She came on in there and did what she had to do, whatever.
But then, time out. So what about JFK?
JFK was a playboy, but
JFK was fucking Marilyn Monroe. That's way harder than Stormy Daniels.
Hold on. Everybody has alluded to that. There was no physical evidence.
Nope. There's a video of her taking her clothes off, dancing the Happy Birthday, Mr. President.
That wasn't.
That's who she was.
Thank you.
She was scandalous.
Now, if they would have said that if there was in the memoirs that she was giving JFK a hand job in the Oval Office, hey, got him dead to rights.
Well, it doesn't matter because his death overshadows all that. Even if it did happen, they're not going to disperse his name because he got his head blown off in Dallas.
Yeah.
But back to the whole, president thing. I was listening to you talk, and I didn't interrupt you out, but I had comments. Right. The reason why we pick a married person is because usually it happens to be a man. I'm not saying that women can't win, but we've only picked men so far. But the reason you pick a married man is because a married man has more to lose than an unmarried man, right? They make more rational decisions than a single man. A single man is more likely to be like, if we beef with another country, well, fuck it, let's fight then. You know what I'm saying? But like, if a married man who got a family and kids, he's thinking about the safety of his wife and the safety of his kids, and that idea kind of trickles out until if you do it right, you think about America as your family, so you're protecting them. And then you said a religion, right? So a religious most of the time in the perfect world, I'm not saying that it is. People who practice religion have a set of moral rules, and because you have if you're more moral, then you're going to appeal to more people. So that's why they usually pick somebody who's married and who's has a faith, and usually it's the Catholic faith because that's the largest.
Or Christian.
Well, most of our presidents have been Catholic. Most of them have.
I would say Christian though.
I would say Christian also. There's some Lutheran ones.
Because I would say Christian because there's so many different denominations, right? So if you do Christian, you're fine. But they're not. I can't see the first Hindu, Buddhist. That's gonna be wild. Like
well, the thing about that is just like it's not gonna be enough people to vote for you because they don't think we attach our moral compass not to actual morality but to our religion.
And the other part about this, right? You hit it on the head when you said being 35, being married and everything, being more logical. That tied way back to the first thing we said at the top of the conversation about the difference between men and the decision making and being mature and established and everything. 25 to 35.
Yeah.
You
wildin'. And then
no. 25 to 35, we start to become a little bit more polished.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. But like that 25 year, like my 20s were a fucking mess. Like it took me to be about 30, and when I met my co-parent, I started to like things changed because I had things to change for. So usually when you find that path around that, like that 25 to 35 time, you start them rough edges start to become smooth.
Right.
And so by the time you're 35, if you've done everything right, you don't hop in the 40s and get your midlife crisis.
Nah, you still should. I mean, some people still jump in that midlife crisis in 40s and then go get them a convertible or Miata or whatever.
But it's cool getting old, man. Like you don't got to be young. Like you know what I'm saying. I love getting the grays on my beard. I love the fact that I'm maturing, and I also attract a different type of woman now, completely, and that's cool.
Yeah, she's typically 23, but go ahead.
No, that happened one time, and she lied.
Kat, what's your way in on the whole felony?
For
Trump. You feel like the president should be able to have a felony or not? Why not? So why can't the person run the country have a felony? Is it because if you have a felony, you're a bad person?
I'm not going to say that you're a bad person, but I am going to say that you are the person that is in charge of this country. And for me, it's like you are, I don't know. I don't believe that you should be able to have
I can't let you ease up out of
because
that.
Because she knows some feelings and she's not trying to shit on them. But she was finna get in. She was finna get in her bag.
I don't think you should be in charge of the country if you have a felon. But
the thing is, we have checks and balances, right? So it's like you're only in charge of the executive branch.
That's like putting Scarface.
That doesn't mean all
that's the president.
And that's one of the reasons why he couldn't run.
All the legislative branches, like what I'm saying, they don't have felonies. You can't. The legislative branch can't have felonies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But hey, the judicial branch doesn't have felonies. The legislative branch got hella felonies. It's hella felons that are senators. They got all kind of DUIs and
I just don't think you should be able to do it. There's so many stipulations on behind getting certain jobs.
So you're telling me that I can't have a job because I'm human?
You can't have felonies for certain jobs, man.
You can't have certain kind of felonies for certain jobs.
Correct.
If you can't work at a school if you touch kids, 100%. You can't work at a bank if you rob the bank. That's fine. But it's like if I whoop somebody's ass, why can't I be at a daycare? If I got a hella speeding tickets and I didn't take care of it and I'll drive with a suspended license and then I got I did it multiple times, I got a felony, why can't I work at a bank? That's goofy. It ain't got nothing to do with the crime that I committed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what about me balancing budgets and fixing the infrastructure and delegating what other countries have to do with me buying pussy? Like that doesn't have nothing to do with nothing.
It
Like
shows you could not make a
embezzling money-
rational decision
that was
on
rational.
how to designate the funds that were given to you for your campaign.
And what it shows is that if you'll do it with funds that are given to you from your campaign,
Yeah, what you gonna do with all our money?
He doesn't
Yeah.
have access to that though.
Whatever he
You-
delegated.
I think the president only makes like $75,000 a year, something small like that. But then they get everything is free. So it's like I don't. And then I don't.
He's the leader.
I mean, he has, like I said, there's checks and balances. So he doesn't just, it's not like I'm a king and I can say whatever I want. There's other people who have better
Yeah.
and cleaner moral codes that
Okay.
can correct him and check him so that he can't do whatever
Well,
he
they
wants.
should be the president.
I said this.
Well, we all work together.
I said this, right?
Yeah.
When we were having our conversation.
He's a cockhead.
I said, so could you be all right if the president of the United States was a crackhead?
Yeah.
That's different though.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we're gonna go ahead with.
That's coke. No, wait. That's coke.
They won't even let you be the president if you get high on weed.
Well, that's not true because what's name smoke weed? He's got to be the president.
I'm just saying.
But here's the thing, right? Crack, no. Meth, no. Fentanyl, no.
But you can't pick and choose.
I mean,
drug is a drug is a drug.
I'm saying what I'm comfortable with. It's like I'm like
what he's comfortable with.
I'll make that disclaimer.
President having felonies.
Yeah, I'll make that disclaimer. Is it
I don't
right?
care what kind they are.
Being right and being like being fair in the way of the law and being my like how I feel those are different things. Like I don't necessarily care about my president having a felony because I know some amazing men who are felons and they made a mistake in their life. And I would follow these men.
This is true.
I would follow these men in the battle. I would follow these men in the war. Like I wouldn't lay my life down like I live for my daughter and myself. But you know what I'm saying? I damn near do it. President. I mean, I don't see the problem. I feel like a person who is a leader amongst men should have a little bit of dirt under his nails. But at the same time, when I think about who should be the president, doesn't matter because I feel like if you're going to be the commander in chief, you should at least serve in the military, at least.
Yeah.
Because if you're gonna tell all these motherfuckers to go die for this country, and you the guy that point the finger, then you need to have done it.
Yeah,
I agree.
But they don't put that in there because everybody's not a fighter. Some of the greatest minds and thinkers, might miss their opportunity because they don't want to they don't want to do that. So it's like you can't pick and choose to disqualify somebody because of their mistakes in life. They should be able to get on the platform and people to pick. And that's why we do have the electoral college, so whatever, but that's why we vote the way we vote. I feel like anybody should be able to run.
All right, man. So look at it. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up. It was
good conversation.
I feel like it's gonna go over a lot of people's heads though.
Oh no, I believe in our viewers.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Some of them. And what I'll say is the people who rock with us, they gonna know. But somebody who's just casually checking us out, because we ain't hit on all that other, yeah. But we'll be back next week. I would say same time. Hey, we ain't lying no more. So yeah, we're gonna throw it up whenever I throw it up. Nah, it'll be up within about a week. I'm gonna edit it and do whatever I gotta do. And try and get it out to all the other platforms and do everything else. But in life, don't go where you're tolerated, go where you're elevated and celebrated. 4 Kings Podcast, ENT. We're out.